Hey, look, and then I
Hi.
see I unmute it, but they still see the monkey, and then we are revealed.
Ah,
Shit, look at that. Huh? How y'all
wow.
folks doing? How's it going out there? Huh? Is everybody listening?
This is gonna be real bright for a second.
What are you doing? What are you tasing somebody? What are you doing?
No. Yeah, that did sound like that, huh? No,
It's
it's that fucking selfie light that Kaylee got
Hold
me. But
on. Oh, did she get you one of them things?
that's what we used to film on the street during the
Oh,
Runaway Love
okay.
video.
I was gonna say the lighting was impeccable.
Yeah. And but the first setting is like
Couldn't pack it. Couldn't pack it. I tried.
it's got.
Impeccable.
I remember
The fuck does that mean?
when we had our buddy.
You could say like if you were trying to like bang a chick and she wouldn't like this chick's impeccable, man. Won't she just fucking won't?
Unpackable,
Yeah,
yeah.
won't let it happen. Just will not let it happen. All right,
Where
I'm
she's very
moving the
stern
things
and
around. Yeah.
upright. She's Gregory Peckable. Uh, I remember our old friend Kurt, right?
Yeah.
We won't say his last name for this story, but uh, I
Vonnegut.
remember we had a friend, Sam, that
Yeah.
lived with him, and then he moved out. And we go over to Kurt's house, and I'm just hanging out, and like I've noticed in Sam's old bedroom, there's like the brightest fucking light in the world coming from underneath the door. And I'm like, who the fuck moved in?
Like
God?
the
you know? Like,
yeah.
and you know what he was doing? He was, he's growing some supplements.
Yeah, that's great. Sorry to step on the punchline there. Because I was just saying it's like the thing in Pulp Fiction, like the suitcase in Pulp Fiction is open in that room.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Is that
Jesus
what I
moved
think it
in.
is?
Jesus moved in because his parents, there's a whole backstory we won't get into there. Bit
Yeah.
of a Jerry Springer situation. Did they ever do a real DNA test?
I don't know.
um,
It's a good question.
yeah.
I
I just
yeah.
ran into, unrelated, sorry, this is a weird introduction. I just ran into Jimmy and Lindsay at Wegmans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Jimmy, a friend of ours, has been a guest in the past, been covered in paint for a while now. Like I must run into him all the time, when he's out of work, and he's a painter. So I'm just
He's
like, we're
constantly covered in
yeah,
paint.
constantly covered in paint, right? That's funny. Like I'm thinking, like I think the last time he hasn't been in paint was his wedding.
Yeah, probably.
He
And even
probably
then,
had,
there was probably some on his fucking
yeah, under his
hand.
nails or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
um. So
What's
I
up,
noticed.
Jod? Is that Donatelli? What's up, brother? All right. So what did you notice?
Well, okay. So last week, towards the end of the show, actually, I mean, all throughout, it was just about how kind of I'm old and lame, and like how you're old and lame. Um.
I've always been lame. I'm getting older.
Okay, fair enough. So I thought maybe tell stories of when I used to be,
Fun.
yeah,
All right.
and do really bad shit. Um.
I do bad shit now. It's just, content, music, poor quality shit.
Well, yeah, for sure. Well, I went to fucking Catholic school, and I think that's a huge reason why, like, you can't hear my farts anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say that sentence has been said. So, I think I went to
By
Catholic
blank,
school. Yeah, every therapist is like first thing of every first day is like, so I went to Catholic school, and the therapist is like, cha-ching. Like,
Yes.
therapist is just like looking at a yacht magazine, like, yes, go on.
Well, so I think that had a lot to do with, like, I don't know, the overwhelming oppression and the feel to lash out against it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That was like the system was like pretty structured and pretty
Well, the system
rigid.
for Catholic school, the system for school is the principal or the teacher, or we're
Mm.
gonna tell your parents. In Catholic school, it's God.
Yeah,
That's a
and
pretty
our
heavy.
principal at the time when I was growing up was this nun, who like had no fingers. Like, it was really weird. Her hand was like all like this the whole time,
Yeah,
but she was really cute. But she would like touch your cheek with her fucking burned nubs. Like,
nubs. You think because like sexual repression, like she just was so horny, it kind of broke out one night, and she just fucking rubbed it down to a nub. And they had to go save her and like get her out of they had to go find her. Like she relapsed one day.
So like, yeah, her punishment was to like take care of a bunch of kids.
She was like, I gotta get out of this life.
So like, yeah, I did a lot of fucked up shit there, man. I always like wanted to go to Newport, but like St. Peter's was where I grew up. I had a lot of friends and everything like that since kindergarten.
It's funny that it's called St. Peter's.
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Really?
How did I never think of that?
St. Peter's.
So like at the end of each hallway, there is like a different statue, right? And the one near, like, I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade. 8th grade, you're like the king shit, you know what I mean?
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
you go to freshman
8th
year.
grade fucking ruled.
Yeah.
And then you just get kicked right back down to the bottom. It's like that guy in hell who has to roll the boulder up and then it comes back down, and then that's what life is. Because it's throughout school, you keep doing that. And you're like, oh, fuck, I'm in 3rd grade now. Fuck y'all. And then you get sent to 4th grade in a different place, and you just keep doing that. And then you graduate college, and I'm the shit. I'm a senior in college. I graduated. Then you go to your shitty job where you're an intern. Oh, man, that boulder rolling shit really makes a lot of sense.
It's just a fucking series of...
bread's done.
What?
I heard a ding.
Yeah, I can't... Okay, with this new goddamn computer, I can't, like, disconnect my messages somehow.
Oh, so the messages come up on the computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go in your note. Yeah, because we were doing a loop thing one night that we weren't streaming. It was like early in the days when I started using my laptop, and someone called me. And if my laptop's open and my phone is like, it'll connect. So the phone started ringing through the speakers like mad loud. Like everything's, we're deep in a jam and everything stopped. And it was just like, ding, 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 ding. And we were like, ah. It was terrible. You got to turn the notifications off.
For some reason, fucking, when I talk, I can't hear you. Uh-huh. But then, like, when you talk, I don't know. This is fucked up.
Is this a technical question? Is this a technical question or a spiritual question?
Both.
When I talk, you don't hear me. This is like couples. This is like couples counseling.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Is it?
I brought in my priest. It's okay. Come here. All right. So there was a statue of the Virgin Mary, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, man, this Catholic school shit's really boring. So I'm gonna liven it up. And I stole the statue. All I did was hide it in a locker that nobody was using.
How big was it? It could fit in a locker.
Like they divide lockers in 2 different sections. In one of those sections, right?
Okay.
But pretty big fucking statue to go missing.
In the big section, not in the top, in like where you put your coat.
Yeah, exactly.
So the size of a child, because the size of a nerd. So you put the Virgin Mary in a locker like she was a nerd. You bullied her. You did a classic. So I took Jesus down off the cross and gave him a swirly.
I bullied Jesus's mom.
Yeah. What the fuck?
And I thought it was hilarious. And everyone else that I thought would think that it was funny, like my pals were like,
I'm laughing. I'm laughing right now. It is funny.
And I'm sorry, dude. Like every time you say something, it cuts my my headphones out for some reason.
Did you have like a different setting or something?
No, I don't think so. I think it's. Hold on. God damn it.
I think it sounds the same to me. Watching you do this is very funny though. Captain threatened to get a computer, and the saga that our podcast is going to be teaching him how to use it is going to be hysterical. He's going to be great at finding porn.
His first question is going to be how to fucking delete his history.
Yeah. Computer on. Vaginas.
Oh, man. All right. So my friends didn't find it funny. Well, because they didn't know it was me, right? So I was like, the talk in the lunchroom, like, where did this statue go? Who stole it? And I was like, and they were like, no, this is wrong. Like, where did that go, All right. So that wasn't getting a reaction that I wanted, right? So during lunch break one day, I bring a couple of my buddies upstairs, and I show them the locker. And I take it out. And they're like, but none of them were laughing. So I did what I do and took it a step further. And
You're like, oh no, this
I mounted the statue. And I said, she ain't a virgin anymore.
Oh my God. What the?
And,
how old were you when this happened?
Like sixth grade.
That's fucking crazy. Donatelli wants to know if you didn't take your dick out, did you?
No.
Okay.
No dick. No dick.
No, don't be ridiculous. She ain't a virgin anymore. Wow.
But a humping motion, right? And my one friend, who I'm still friends with today, he was the one who laughed.
Yeah.
So
you could filter out that's how you find your real friends. That's how you know who's really there for you.
That's why you and I think, have always,
I don't know,
been
man.
so close.
This one's
fucking nuns and
I didn't
statues.
know you did any of that. She ain't a virgin anymore. It is funny that you weren't like. It was almost you're like, all right, this joke is bombing. So, all right, I gotta fucking give him the A game, give him the good stuff.
Right. What was I gonna do? Turn myself in? Like,
no.
So, all right, so we had this he was a cool social studies teacher. His name was Mr. B. But don't piss off Mr. B, right? So then our principal, Mr. Allen.
It's a weird relationship. Cool teacher.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to fuck with them because they're cool to you, but at the same time, kind of goes against the whole dynamic.
Right.
And then there's friends with the teacher kids. And I describe adults to this day that we meet. I'll go to Lee. I'll be like, that kid was friends with the teacher. He's got that vibe. You know what I mean? Like a fucking loser. Started reading the paper really young and talking to the teacher about it, trying to be all cool.
Well, I thought it would be classic Catholic school fashion where if something happens, you don't say shit till 30 years later.
Yeah.
And that's not what happened.
We're only repressing certain memories? I thought we were repressing all of them.
I thought it was the whole thing.
I thought we just kept the whole thing quiet.
So I got in trouble, right? And I was called to Mr. Allen, the principal's office. Mr. Allen was a huge motherfucker.
What did you get in trouble for?
For stealing the statue.
Oh, okay. This is still the statue saga.
Yeah, but thank God.
How'd they find out? Your friends rat you out?
Yeah, I think they told somebody, and they told this girl, and she went to because she was very offended. She's now a doctor, so what a fucking loser.
Did they
right?
tell her the whole story about the whole banging thing?
I don't know. That never came up, thank God, because that was where my palms started to sweat when I got in trouble. They didn't have cameras then, of course, because in a Catholic school that'd be weird to have cameras in there.
Yeah. They're just so for the security system, you just want it to. Pretty much they set it up for
this glory hole in the bathroom.
Yeah, if anybody runs out of this office crying, the alarm goes off. That's a weird thing you guys want me to set up, but you don't want
release the tripwire.
Yeah, you don't want cameras. You just want you want a series of nets and bear traps to catch the small vermin that run out of your office sometimes.
So Mr. B was the one talking to me at first because Mr. Allen, the principal, was so fucking upset. And just like I said, this dude was a mammoth.
They're upset. They're just upset that you fucking took it. They might not even know you fucked it and said she ain't a virgin anymore. Like a fucking cartoon bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's insane.
So they were talking to me, and Mr. B says, you ever do something like this again, Steven? I'm gonna come down you. Or I'm gonna come down on you like a ton of bricks. And he looks at Mr. Allen again. This huge, the biggest fat guy I've ever met in my life. He goes, and Mr. Allen's gonna come down on you like 2 tons of bricks. And didn't mean it as a joke. He meant it just Mr. Allen is more powerful. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I started laughing. So I don't know if I got my parents called. I definitely didn't get suspended or anything like that. But this guy's trying to be serious after I just fucked a Virgin Mary statue, and he makes a fat joke inadvertently and expects me not to laugh. Come on, man. And
this sounds like a place of hilarity, and you're the only one who gets it.
Well, that's usually my life.
Yeah, what are they? I guess maybe they didn't think that far into it.
They probably didn't want to. That's disturbing. Who the fuck would do that?
Yeah, man. If they found, did you get put into any deep psychotherapy or anything? Because if that, then they know you fucked. No, if they thought you said I fucked her and she ain't a virgin anymore, it would have been brought up.
That's interesting because I'm not sure. I never asked. My parents were always just like, "Here, we're going here." I'm like, "All right." And I remember, I think I had to go
These
to like some
doctors,
sort of therapy.
it's good. This is your flu shot, and they like putting a thing on your head and giving you shock therapy. You're like, this is the flu shot.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, I thought it was amazing, and I still do. Like, it's not
It's
like
a
I don't
solid
regret
fucking
anything.
joke. I'll stand behind the humor. It's a solid joke. She ain't a virgin anymore. Like that's if you said it, that sounds like if I didn't know you, I'd be like, this is that sounds like a lying douchebag story.
Yeah.
Like a story that a douchebag tells where like he's so cool and he said the funniest thing and it all worked out for him and there's no self-deprecation or self-awareness at all. And that sounds like a douchebag, but I know you and I know you're telling the truth. It's just a solid punchline. And I get what you're saying. You're like, nobody's laughing. All right. Give him the closing act.
You kind of forced my hand.
The aristocrats.
Exactly. Yeah, so that was like, I mean, we did some fucked up shit there, man.
Is that how you explained it to the principal? You're like, look, there was a weak crowd. The warm-up wasn't any good. I had to fucking push them. They weren't getting where I wanted them to go.
I was the first kid to question. All right, like when a priest, like kind of during the mass, he'll walk around.
Starting a lot of fucking wacky sentences here. When a priest will kind of like, and then you started backing up like you were gonna like display something, like act something out. When
he'll
a priest
take like his little
like,
fucking orb thing, whatever, his little wand, his priest wand.
Yeah.
He'll dip it in holy water, and he'll just start.
Yeah.
That's to condition kids to taking loads in the face and not question it, just to be quiet. I know it. I figured it out, man. And I was calling this shit like when I was so much younger, and like
I know,
no
but it's
knew.
it's the particular form of phrasing I think that's getting me. It's a condition kids taking low. Like you're fucking bringing this up in like fucking court, and like that's the official terminology you used. It's a condition kids that taking low.
Because what other reason would that be? I mean, like, oh, really? Like you gotta fucking spray us with water? What the fuck is that? And they already, you do anoint yourself when you walk into the church. Like, why do you need more?
Yeah, I just, a little extra never hurt, I guess.
They're like, the priests are like, okay, now's the time in the mass where, don't forget, yeah, like you know what I mean. They're like, just in case we lost you, I don't want you to.
Do you think the priests do
from.
they have to bless the fucking hand sanitizer now at the beginning of the church when you walk in? There's hand sanitizer everywhere.
That would be something too, man. Do they even give?
There's probably, dude. If that's not a market, we got it. We're gonna have a priest bless a whole bunch of hand sanitizer, and this is the blessed hand sanitizer. And that's like, and then you do a kosher one for, you hit all the demographics. But you can only buy this one. This is the only one blessed by the Pope. We Photoshop the Pope fucking blessing the shit.
It's how Jesus keeps away the sneezes.
Yeah. Kills 99.9% of sin. Donatelli said he's going over to the live Disco Biscuit show. Apparently, he doesn't like this fucking riveting.
Well,
that's the condition. It was the way you so fucking. Yeah, he's like, I have to go. I have to leave. He goes, takes a bunch of fucking drugs and watches the Disco Biscuits.
I just need light.
Bad thoughts go away. Bad thoughts go away. It's just the way you I have a point. I have a revelation. It's the conditioned kids taking loads in the face. Like it reminds me of when some retarded trucker calls into a radio show because he thinks he has a good point, and then he just says something so stupid. It's the conditioned kids that taking loads in the face and not asking questions. This is the holy water.
I'm not wrong, dude.
I don't think you're wrong at all. I think you're dead on. Fucking.
And just everyone's afraid to say so, but you heard it here first.
Yeah, man. God damn. Those motherfuckers really, like the mafia, there's mafia members who have podcasts now. They fucking, that whole fucking oath they took, they didn't stick to. Priests, those motherfuckers are tight-lipped. They've been keeping that shit going for centuries, and they stick to their own. They protect their own. It's a bit admirable. And there's not, every bad thing, every bad, terrible organization, there's a lot of companies we've never even heard of.
If you're, all right, look at the spectrum of things. All right, you could be, say, a cop and have like a good shoot in a leak. You know, like something happens, you have to use your service weapon in the line of duty, and it's fine. But yet you can still be fired and like sued and put in jail.
Yeah.
But if you're a true piece of shit, the best profession you could do is be a priest. You don't have to worry about money or a house. That shit's given to you. And then you could literally rape kids, and all they do is just transfer you to another branch.
Yeah. You get an upgrade.
It's like, holy shit. Like,
holy shit. Yeah. That's some holy shit.
It's incredible. And then when it comes to like, if somebody's like asking about it, like, they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's what other company has your back? It's like that.
The mob was supposed to. And they're supposed to, like, you don't even admit it exists. And that's what the priests do. They're like, there's like a priest in an interview, and he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And behind him, there's like the kid running. There's like all sorts of shenanigans happening. I don't know, man. That is weird that it is such a prevalent part of that particular culture, that particular world. You know what I mean? Like, it's very fucking bizarre that it's like, that's the line of work they went into. Like, it's like when Pallone was doing the thing about furries, and he realized they all were, like, half of them were mascots. Like, that's the job they went into. So, like, the Philly Fanatic's just running around with a heart on because he likes being in the fur. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird that, like, what came first? Did they get into that line of work because they wanted to do that shit, or is it just come with the territory? You're like, hey, I was a stockbroker. We do a lot of coke, and, you know, like, is it just like that? Like how, like, Wall Street guys eat sushi off of women? Like, that's just part of it.
They're like, we're tired of hiding. We need to come out into society. And they're like, hold on. Let's ease in. I have an idea. You know how there's sports? Well, and, you know, that's how the idea of mascots was born. To softly introduced furries to the world.
And a positive, who doesn't love Sabretooth?
Yeah, he's adorable.
Yeah, he's a fucking tiger. I want to
shooting T-shirts and shit. You know?
Yeah, T-shirt guns are way too expensive, I think. No, you know what's really expensive was those fucking wacky waving inflatable tool guys. Like, that's the most inaccurate Family Guy joke because that guy has a surplus of them. He's giving them away. We were looking for those to, like, have them at shows because it'd be funny. And you could, like, paint them and, like, put designs on them and shit. Or, like, put glowing lights. It'd be fucking dope. And it was, like, way more expensive than it was funny. So
that like, joke probably upped the price of things. The popularity of those things probably.
You know. Well, and
remember when Dee...
I was just going to say that. She nailed... That was amazing. I don't know how the fuck she did that.
She was incredible.
She was dead on with the thing. And the thing, I'm assuming, is just random. It's improvised. It's just the way the wind's going. And she was, like, dead on with every fucking movement.
She's like, ew, this guy's really got some moves.
Yeah, because he just lets himself go.
Speaking of priests and weird stuff.
I was trying to.
Segue? No.
All right, no. All right, you had more stories about your time.
No, okay. This was just an observation I made like a few days ago while working. I was driving in downtown Buffalo, and I was behind a bus. And there's this advertisement. The whole back end of the bus is... It says cash for kids stuff and nothing else. Not a number, not a website, not like it just says cash for kids stuff.
Cash for kids stuff.
Not kids stuff, like KID space stuff.
Kid stuff. Kid, not kids. The word kid. Mm-hmm. Cash. Number 4?
No, FOR.
Cash for kid stuff. Yeah. So what branch did you alert this to? Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, it could mean a lot of things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It could. Like cash for foot stuff, you know?
Right,
like one of those
or
things.
Stuffing a kid.
Jesus, all right, yeah. Kid stuffing. Kid stuffer. I'm sort of a taxidermist. I kind of mount and stuff them while they're still alive. That's a pickup line. You go up to a chick and you say, I'm a taxidermist. Let me mount and stuff you. Come on, that would work. Someone tried.
I'm sure that has been used before.
Did it work?
I don't know, any taxidermists or rednecks out there?
Any girl that it worked on was never heard from again. So it's hard to tell.
It's true. Well, all right. So at my cottage, I used to get into a lot of fucking trouble, man. Like that was St. Peter's was, obviously September through June, right? And then in the summertime, that was when we went off. That was like my buddy Mike. He lived next door. As
Mike,
the
I know
girls
Mike.
they were hot.
I know Mike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said he was from my cottage in Canada when we met him when we were younger, and in my head, it's just dumb kid, a lot of stuff going on, meeting a lot of people, all fucked up guy. Just was like Mike, Canada. So every time I saw him, I'm like, hey man, how's the border? How's the cross? He's like, I don't live in Canada, and I kept forgetting. And every time, because I would see him like once a year, like I'm not, I would see him through you at a thing, at a birthday or something. And I'd be like, hey man, how's Canada? He's like, I don't fucking live in Canada. I'm like, sorry. The first time I was aware of him.
Hawaiian Steve?
Yeah.
I remember one time I referred to him as Hawaiian Steve and me as American Steve.
Yeah,
and then Jimmy was like, and I was like, wait.
I'll give him a full name shout out. We were playing a gig at the fucking Irish Rose, and Johnny and Hawaiian Steve was sitting outside, and fucking John Sajak walked out, looked at him, and goes, "Oh, Johnny Tsunami." And I was like, he was fucking hysterical because he said it like Tony Soprano. It's like, "Oh, Johnny Tsunami, how you doing? Hey, I belong K-City." Like, it was so fucking funny. I never thought of that. Hey, Johnny Tsunami.
That's incredible.
The movie, right? Johnny Tsunami,
the Disney movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch that shit.
It's weird. We'll talk about that some other time.
Wasn't there a whole weird thing with like his grandpa or something? His grandpa called him porno.
Yeah, Pono, I think. But yeah, he'd say it like porno.
But it came out at the time where we all discovered
and every
porno.
Time he did, Grandpa did the it would fade out to like another scene. My sister and I always had a joke when we watched that movie that in Johnny Tsunami, when that happens, it fades out to butt sex that we don't get to see because it's a Disney movie.
Between who?
The grandfather and Johnny.
Oh, obviously, sure. Johnny Tsunami. He's a squirter. That's why they call him Johnny Tsunami. This fucking episode is
from where?
I don't know, man. It's a Hawaiian secret. It's like Hawaiian voodoo shit. I don't know. Those people cook. They bury a hole and cook a pig in it. There's weird stuff going on over there. All right.
Ancient Hawaiian secret, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I made what would have been a banger joke had I had the right setup. I thought I did for like 5 seconds, and I realized I'm a fucking idiot. So we're driving at work, and we at the stoplight somewhere in Buffalo, and it says, this route has been designated Harriet Tubman Way. And I said, AKA back of the bus boulevard. And I was like, oh, shit, that's Rosa Parks.
Oh, see, I didn't even.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and the other guy laughed a lot. And
yeah.
then I was like, fuck. Never mind.
So
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman Way. It's kind of... Harriet Tubman led people through the Underground Railroad, right?
She founded Subway, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say, like, the whole thing was supposed to be a fucking secret. Don't put up a sign, stupid. And anyone looking's like, oh, shit, they went this way. This way, yeah, Harriet Tubman, this way.
Didn't she just turn into, like, an action hero recently? They like know
was
it.
that what Black Panther was?
Kind of like...
No, but aren't they she's going to get on the...
A movie just came out about her, right?
Well, they're gonna put her.
Harriet?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Don't ask me, dude. I just saw like.
Dude,
what's the
I'm
newest
surprised
movie
you're not up on this shit because when we used to hang out in your basement when we were kids and there was like you just had to put on background noise. Yeah. You always put on BET for some reason.
Because Everybody Hates Chris is a fucking legitimate show. That show rules. They would play. What are you gonna put on? MTV was all like Jersey Shore and reality.
I know
TV.
It was just funny. Like I remember the first time I noticed it because you did it a few times.
Bernie Mac show. They used to blast the Bernie Mac show.
There was great shit on there, man. Like, but
Fresh Prince. They play Fresh Prince all day. It was like how TBS had like Drew Carey show and then Home Improvement and Seinfeld. It was the black version of that, and all those shows were great.
They were awesome.
The Bernie Mac show bothered me because everything was very orange and everything was filmed very close to his face. You know what I mean? Like it made me feel claustrophobic. I don't know.
Listen here, America.
And that little kid had like an adorable little kid like lisp or something when he was little, and then when he was like 16 and still trying to do it, it was like when they said like on the fucking Urkel, like eventually, like when he was like a grown man, he would have the suspenders on with the high pants. And the girl who worked on the show, I remember seeing her on an interview in like the I Love the 80s. She's like, it got to the point where I had to go, Jamal, I could see your balls. So Urkel had to change his wardrobe because Urkel would come running, did I do that? With just fucking, dude, just fucking his nuts. And it's like, you know, he's a black dude.
Steve, stop grazing your nuts on my couch.
You remember Stefan Urkel? That's essentially who the real actor was, right? Yeah. He was a cool dude, so he's probably packing. So you're seeing fucking Urkel with a big ass dick.
He's a cool guy. He probably had a big dick. Welcome to the Thurman and Lala podcast.
You're gonna tell me Stefan Urkel did not have a big dick?
Well,
maybe if Urkel himself wasn't he like Bizarro Urkel? So he's Bizarro Urkel. If Urkel himself has a huge dick, then Stefan has a tiny dick. And if the opposite, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's the opposite.
Yes, I understand opposites.
He's Bizarro Urkel.
Steve.
So we got to get a look at both of these guys' dicks and figure it out.
We got to get to the bottom of this now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can Google like what his dick looks like, and if he ever sent it to somebody in a text message, it's there. It's on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we can do that.
You're friends with Eddie Winslow.
No, I'm not friends with Eddie Winslow, but I had
You're
a really
friend
weird
of
night
a friend.
with Eddie Winslow.
There was a lot of girls who said that, and they tried to call him back. So why not you?
Well, that was in a. I don't want to tell that story again.
No, we've already told it. It's back there. You can go find it.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a weird thing in my life.
Yeah.
You know.
Donatelli is asked, the bassist of the Disco Biscuits is wearing a Browns hat while playing in Philly. Comments. John doesn't know that neither one of us really know a fucking thing about football, I guess. But
is he from Cleveland?
They're from Philly. They're from Philly. The Biscuits are from Philly. So it's like if I played a show in Buffalo wearing a fucking Patriots jersey. Like, I guess.
Odd,
yeah, it'd be like,
I don't know. Maybe he's bored, dude, you know?
Are the Browns even playing? I don't even know who's playing in the fucking Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't care. So my comments, I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah. Sports.
But I did see, dude, I went to Wegmans. Everybody's still rocking Bill shit. Everybody. They're still rocking it. They're like, nah.
It's great.
They're almost like the Trump 1 people of football. They're like not letting it go. They're like, no, AFC. I saw a woman wearing the AFC champion shirt because that's the thing to be proud of. We didn't get the Super Bowl. We got the AFC champion. I'm not going to say anything derogatory about this woman because I'm trying to better myself. But let's just say this shirt was fucking huge, and it was not 100% dry in all of its places.
Ew.
I'm not saying anything bad about the woman.
I think if like whoever wins the Super Bowl, us Bills people should be like, not our champions.
Yeah.
Not our champions.
Dude, I wanted them to win just for like the parade and them to be like, okay, you have to socially Cuomo to try to socially distance a Buffalo Bills parade.
We would all gladly die after that. You know what I mean? Fuck it at that point.
I could not name one person who plays on the team right now. And I would be like, hey, man, fucking hell yeah. This would be like that Jim Carrey movie, The Apocalypse, the fucking, when the Sabres won and they just like put Buffalo into a riot. And
yeah.
Fuck you. Like, you know how those fucking idiots are going to handle it. They can't handle success. Not like us Hollywood people. Are we going to film it in Buffalo? Fuck no. We're going to fly a helicopter over, take a couple pictures, and we built a lot that looks like a stoop on Jennifer Aniston's backyard. We get her for about 15 minutes a day. It's going to cost $20 million. We have to make Jim Carrey do some silly shit. He makes a face, and we all fucking buy a yacht. We're not actually going to go to Buffalo.
Actually now, which is pretty fucking cool, is that there's movie studios here, or at least one big one.
Yeah.
And they're either they are or happy anniversary friendly, folks.
Yeah, 2-year anniversary on Tuesday on the 9th. We're doing a live stream, and I think we might just play the whole Harmless album. Why not?
Sick.
And then the 13th, we're playing at the Jug. So come on out. I think we can fit more people in there now. And some regulation changed where I think we can have more people, but it's still got to be early. So it's got to be 6 to 9.
If you're looking at me right now, can you tell that I'm touching my balls?
A little bit, actually, in your foot. Yes.
Yeah, when I do that, when I'm like,
yeah.
All right, I like this the full body shot might
Yeah.
not work for me. But.
This is not like Elvis. They couldn't show him from the waist down. All the girls would get too horny. Because a small...
Or later...
Because as we learned that a small, mentally handicapped, crippled Southern boy taught him how to dance, where Elvis was mocking a crippled... Ableist Elvis stole the black man's music and then mocked a crippled boy. And this is your king? This is the king of rock and roll, people?
Not my king.
Not my king. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the not my president thing was funny because I'm like, no, it's not. Nobody is. There's just the president. It has nothing to do with you.
Nothing he says matters. Nothing matters. No. That's my message.
So, what other fucking horrible sins did you commit in God's house?
Well, there's a few different things. So I was never like formally arrested. Okay.
Dude, all of these have started with like so there was this nun who, how they used to, and then, they tell you a priest isn't a good kisser, but that's just a lie. Anyways, here's the
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're very romantic. Okay, so all right. Mike is a fucking genius now that I think about it.
Canadian
right?
Mike?
Yeah, Canadian Mike.
Okay.
So me and his cousin Paul and Mike and a bunch of the girls, we're like 15 at the time. Like, so 9th grade is over. We're going into 10th grade. Best summer of our lives. We all start drinking, smoking, fingering each other.
Yeah. The world is yours. Right? The world is yours.
Exactly. So
it's the dazed and confused. It's the, it's that special time in life.
So we got like kind of crazy a lot of the times. This kid was set on fire. That's a different story. I'll tell that some other time.
It happens. I've been set on fire.
And then I don't know. Costello fucking robbed my neighbor one time up there in that summer. So towards the end of the week after Costello broke into our neighbor's house and stole an ounce of weed.
So let's just say last name and not first name.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. Costello's a very common name.
Yeah.
It could be anybody. Not who you're thinking of. Right? It could be Canadian Costello.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. This is also in Canada, so no rules apply. Fuck.
No. But the thing is, that was like what you'd think would be like the peak, like the height of the summer. It was almost the end of summer. I think there was like another weekend left. So the next weekend, like we got caught, we got in trouble. Our parents grounded me. So I convinced them to bring me to the cottage the next weekend, which they didn't want to do. But I said, please, it's my last weekend of summer. So they did. So this weekend, it's me, Mike, Paul, and all the girls, right? And we're in Shirkston. We're hanging out. We're all fucked up or whatever. Maybe we're not. I don't know. Having fun. Mike, I guess, and Paul, the previous weekend or a few weekends before, had successfully stolen a golf cart from somebody. Borrowed it. And I wasn't there. I think that was actually when I was in trouble. So I might have been like a week after that. Who knows? I wasn't there. I missed out on their joyriding. Yeah. And when you're a kid and don't have a car or don't have a license, a golf cart is the best possible thing you could have.
Yeah.
Especially you can drive it in the sand. You can go to the beach. You can pick up, people left and right. It's great.
Yeah.
I missed out on that. So this weekend that I'm referring to, Mike says, hey, let's do it again. And I'm like, sure, I'm in because I missed out last time. I got severe FOMO, right? And so Mike decides I'm going to stick with the girls and you and Paul go do this and pick us up when you're done.
That means Mike is trying to...
we fucked up the only other two guys there, the only other guys there, and Mike got to hang out with all the bitches.
Yeah, you guys got back. Mike's fingers look like raisins.
Exactly. All right, so, okay. So Paul and I don't know. Paul's, I trust him.
And you all have the names of saints, too. It kind of comes off nicely from that Catholic thing. Stephen, Michael, and Paul.
Yeah. We actually, side note, we used to have a band. It was my first band ever. It was Paul, Mike, and Steve, aka PMS.
Ah, that's funny.
So, anyways, Paul and I go to steal this fucking golf cart. He picks the spot. It's a dark lot in Shirkston. It's like we're like, again, we're 15.
Who owns these golf carts? Like a golf course, or are they
No,
just around?
So
It's just people's carts.
Shirkston, the vacation resort, usually owns the carts. People can rent them, or they buy them themselves and leave them at their trailers.
Right.
So this particular trailer didn't have any lights on. So Paul's like, hey, it's nighttime. So we go over there. Before we get there, we went to the store and got some tools. I don't know a thing about stealing
stealing tools.
Yeah, we like screwdrivers and scissors. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or why I'm there. I wasn't even there in the first place. So it was just Mike's idea, like, hey, you two fuck off. I'm gonna hang out with these girls, and we're like, okay, because we'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, we'll be the cool guys who come pick you guys up, and then you will totally all hang out with the girls.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Paul starts working on this golf cart, and we're like, shut up, man, shut up, like trying to not make noise. And he's like, I got the headlights to work, and he's like turning them on and off. I'm like, what are you doing? So out of nowhere, dude, this fucking super bright light in our fucking eyes. He goes, and then we hear a voice. Can't see shit. Super bright light. He's like, hey, if either you two fucks move, I'll skull fuck the shit out of you.
Whoa.
We're like, what? I'm like shitting my pants, dude. And
that would be instant. If I was in your minors at this point, if that happened today, I would just smile and keep my mouth shut and just go with whatever.
Yeah,
and then I would.
Them,
No, you'd have it. You'd have it. You didn't come on.
Say it again.
You just go to Apple and you just say, like, just give me the footage. I know you were taping that whole thing. Like Google Earth guy had that whole thing has 6 angles on that whole thing. Let's not kid ourselves. And you have that man saying, "I'll skull fuck the shit out of you," and then you me to him, and then you're good.
Man, I went to Catholic school, bitch.
Never think I've been skull funked by a man before. I
can handle it.
I can handle it. I'm a skull funked by the best of them. You a little bitch. You could have skull fucked. Fuck you, motherfucker. And you just like go hard on him. He's just like, all right.
Rip my shirt.
Take it. Take the cart. Take the cart. Take the cart. Sorry. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. These Catholic school kids are fucking crazy.
So, and Paul, like, he never did anything wrong in his life, dude. And this summer,
he's the one helping you, and that's why you can tell he's not good at it. Like, he's not being quiet. He's just like loud. Like, he doesn't understand that it's a bad thing yet.
No, well, he knew, but like he thought it was
a little more harmless.
Fun. Everyone was just like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Who cares? We're carefree. There's girls. Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, do whatever, rock and roll,
Yeah. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Prophet Kid Rock says.
Yes.
So this guy's got, flashlight, right? And he clicks it off, and it's this fucking dude in like a kind of like a fucking military, style haircut type of thing. Older guy, mustache. All right, so he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And he knew what we were doing. We're like, oh, nothing. Like, we're like looking for our friend, like something stupid. Couldn't think of anything because you're scared shitless, right? So he gets us like down into like, I think like a seated position. All these neighbors start coming out. They're like, what's going on? He's like, I just caught these 2 little fucks trying to rip off this golf cart or whatever. And he's like, call the cops. And they're like, okay. And this lady in the bathrobe like runs off to like, you know what I mean? Call the cops. She was very excited. And so we're scared shitless. And he, all right. So we really fucked up. All right. For multiple reasons. A, that's a bad thing to do. Right. B, this guy's
fuck that. This kid's having fun.
This guy's a Buffalo police officer who was vacationing there with his family. Here is where we are, right? Here's where we are, and his thing is like, his trailer's in the back, like, of this lot and like up a little bit, so it's raised. He was sitting on his porch, smoking a cigar, watched us walk up and fuck with this cart the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We're fucking idiots, right? So he's a Buffalo cop, right? That happens to be his friend's trailer, who are two married Buffalo police detectives.
Jesus Christ. What is this, Copland?
Right. Who aren't there because their newborn baby was sick in the hospital.
Ah, you didn't know any of that, but goddamn it, that makes it so much worse.
Yeah, so we were shitting bricks, dude. And so the Shirkston security comes, and then the OPP comes, the Ontario Provincial Police.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? Cool name.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
So
OPP, they're like that. That'd be funny
cuffs.
if they're like, that's what the song's about. It's not about other people's pussy.
They put us in cuffs, right? And they said, like, they didn't really see it. We didn't steal
Fuck.
anything. They didn't see us. What?
God, how old were you?
15.
Teenager, 15. You don't put 15-year-olds in cuffs.
They
What
did.
are you, a priest? And you guys are like, wow, you guys don't put him on as tight as father.
Yeah. I'm like, choke me, bitch.
Yeah, you're like, I hope you guys got a couple whips back there because I can't come without it. Like, Jesus, these Catholic kids are advanced.
Tase my taint, daddy.
Okay, yeah. Thought you guys were going to skull fuck the shit out of me. What is this? What is this, light foreplay?
You Canadians are too fucking nice.
What are you, lubing the nightstick? What is it, our wedding night? What are you doing? What are you, a gentleman? It's not fucking Valentine's Day, man. Let's get down to it. We're fucking Catholic kids. We're bad.
We can take it, trust me. And we won't say shit.
Yeah, come on.
Well, they didn't go for that, and we tried to bribe them with sexual favors. It didn't work. So they put us in the back of this cop car, right?
Yeah.
And they find out, like, we don't belong to Sharks, and we're Pleasant Beach kids. So that's already we're trespassing. Oh, fuck, right? Yeah. So they have us on trespassing, conspiracy to fucking whatever the fuck.
And is there a rivalry between the two camps?
Shirkston, all right, so my backyard, there's like a sand dune, and over that sand dune is Shirkston Beach. So technically, us Pleasant Beach scumbags use Shirkston's beach, but it's always been kind of like a cool thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't really fuck with their shit. They don't fuck with ours.
Yeah, we can't, hang out with their daughters, and they can't hang out with ours. It's one of those.
What are you gonna
do? It's one of those.
Yeah, So we were just, obviously the wrong place at the wrong time, but not really. Like, and then also, okay, so there's a bunch of cops, right? And the one guy comes walking up from out of nowhere, the one cop, and he's like, yeah, apparently there's been a couple other break-ins around here, different trailers. Wasn't us. Yeah. And right then, I know we're not supposed to say shit, but right there, I was like, I know I'm not supposed to say anything, but that wasn't us. Like, I swear to God. And I was like, we might have done this.
But we didn't
do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just not good. And Paul's like, shut up, man. I'm like, no. So, all right. So they cuff us, right? And we're in the back of the fucking car. And they're driving. And there's these speed bumps. And they're going over the speed bumps pretty fast. Because every time we, like go over it, our cuffs get tighter. They're fucking with us.
Oh.
It didn't go much past that.
That was like a move they were doing, yeah?
Yeah. It's like an old shitty cop guy thing to do.
Oh, wow.
So, but I realized, I was like, Paul, like, we're in the back of the cop car, right? And I'm like, did they frisk you? And he's like, no. So they put us in the back of the car. Paul had a screwdriver and a pair of scissors in his pocket the whole time. Like, had we been actual, like, violent criminals, like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that, we could have picked our locks or something. We could have killed, stabbed out. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, you're supposed to frisk it. And I guess they were just like, they're stupid kids, whatever. But like, so the whole time we're going over these bumps, Paul's got two sharp objects in his back pocket. Yeah. And he's like, you know? And so, okay. So a few hours had gone by since we left Mike and the girls. Now you're coming down Pleasant Beach Road. Paul's cottage is first. So the cops take us. They don't arrest us, really. They just bring us home.
Yeah.
In cuffs and like show our
maybe, parents, yeah, the experience of it and all that shit will teach you to stop and whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Well, I mean, I haven't got arrested. But, what is that? Just a quick shot of your dick, or
No, I was looking behind the thing because there's chicken
don't
fingers.
forget.
Don't forget it's here. And I was even forgot the camera was that.
Uh,
I did just like I just looked over and just completely pantsless, just naked from the waist down.
just stroking it,
that was
like just a
so
little
funny.
bit, you know. You're
It's
like,
just
then
like
what?
kind of hard. Like who gives a shit hard? Like not even.
So they take Paul, and they don't call like our parents because a lot. I don't even know if we had phones at the time.
Right.
I don't know. So they get to Paul's house or Paul's cottage, and they bring Paul out. So I'm sitting in the cop car alone, and there I see Mike walking down the street with all the girls, and he sees a cop car, and he's just looking, and I'm like, "Yo, let me out, dude!" I'm like,
Oh
"Let me the
my
fuck out of here!"
God.
And Mike just like
Breaking
he's
a
just, like, shaking
prisoner
his
out.
head. And then that was the ultimate move where Mike just kept walking with all the girls and left me literally in handcuffs in the back seat of a car. Now, what is he going to do? What was I going to do if he let me
you
out?
don't want to
Like, how
get
the fuck was I going
involved
to
in
get out of
that
cuffs to explain it?
situation, and then Mike's letting you out of the bag. That would be funny though. The fact that this is all taking place in like a little cottage community makes it kind of funny because it's like
Really nice.
it's not like really like who gives a shit? A couple fucking idiots are trying to steal a fucking golf cart,
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
I mean, we had always gotten into trouble, but not really like this amount of trouble.
Yeah.
So then we get to my my cottage, and my parents freak the fuck out, and yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good few weeks for Steve. And then like I wasn't allowed to see some friends of mine for a while, and
right.
naturally. So like, what else would you do as a parent? I don't fucking know. Like,
Yeah.
I think I lied to them and told them like I wasn't. I don't know what bullshit story I tried to give them. Like it wasn't. We were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they thought that we were. Because the cop who took us back wasn't the guy who caught us, because that guy wasn't even a Canadian cop. He was just vacationing. So the guy who took us home was just some fucking dude who was just like, okay.
They told him, yeah.
So he didn't really know the story either. He was just like, you want to explain to your mom what happened? So I'm like, all right, you got it. Yeah, all right. And then so I like dumbed it down as much as possible.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So we were out, we were out handing out Bibles and trying to, our other friends, Mike was hanging out with girls sinning, and we were trying to get him to stop. And we thought the only way to get him to stop was to, this guy's golf cart was there and it was dirty. And we were like, we should clean it for that guy because that would be a nice Christian thing to do. Yeah, you come up with a ton of horse shit.
Yeah, and I mean, cat's out of the fucking bag or whatever you want to say. Like, it's been forever. So they the cops like investigated us, like, and realized we were just little shits. We didn't have a record. We'd never been in trouble in our lives. Like,
so there was like burglaries happening. Like maybe there was some crazy shit, and then they thought they caught the guys. And they thought it was.
And they didn't.
Kids.
They didn't. We, wouldn't rob houses.
Because there were people like they keep their trailers up there for the weekend.
If we stole something on wheels, we could return it.
Yeah.
Easily.
Borrowing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our thing. We weren't going to keep it. How the fuck are we going to?
Joyride. That's what's called a joyride. You're doing the fucking guy from Ferris Bueller who took the car. That's what you're doing. That guy was also. He was in something else, and it's that guy he's an actor. It surprises you that you're like, holy shit, that's the same guy. So look at him. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it's a joyride. It was a harmless crime, victimless crime.
Right.
Okay.
Except for that couple whose baby was.
All right. Well, that's a bit of a fucking curveball. That's nobody's fault.
I think we had to pay. I think we damaged like the starter, like the ignition of this fucking cart. That was
all
it.
right. Well, you fucked it up. Yeah. You broke it. You bought.
So we had to.
But
pay
they
for
think
that.
so. There's some. Well, no. If they thought you guys were real fucking criminals, that's funny. They didn't.
Well, they kicked us out of Shirkston for like 5 years.
Wow, your family? Like
no.
Just
like
you guys.
All right, so Pleasant Beach people could get like a Shirkston pass like every year,
Yeah.
so we can go there and use all their fun stuff.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to do that for 5 years, and so we found other ways to occupy our time. And then that's where BB guns came in, and shit got real weird because once we weren't allowed to go to like the fun spot, we had to like
create our own fun. See what it happens. The justice system is broken, people.
Exactly. So like I remember there was one time it was me, Mike, and Paul. It was always the three of us like suggesting, to to each person like the another horrible thing, and it keeps getting worse, with each idea. But it's funny. There was a toilet that somebody was getting rid of on the side of the road, and I took a shit in it. So like on the side of the road, though. So like
Yeah, that's funny.
So like poor garbage guy who has to, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm sure he deals with a lot of gross things, but like when you're gonna throw a fucking toilet in there, you don't expect like a pile of shit inside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's gross, but that's funny. That's like a funny. Come on, if you're gonna leave a toilet somewhere, come on. What do you expect?
Well, we got Mike
if
and
I
I
left a toilet, if I was getting rid of a
so,
toilet and I left, hold on, if I left a toilet at the side of the road and then I went out and looked in it, I'd be like, I kind of had that coming. Like, come on, what are you gonna do? That's hilarious.
We had like a newspaper and everything like that. It was all like a whole thing because we were
dude. The comedic intent of all these, including the Virgin Mary one, was pretty shocking. But a little fucking Marilyn Manson vibes in there. But like it's the comedic value is there. These are all clever, funny things.
There are new implications in what you just said there.
Oh, the Marilyn Manson, yeah, I know, because he fucking whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Who didn't? They're gonna come
down.
They're
gonna come for all of us. They're gonna be like, well, we're just outing ourselves now. So
exactly.
You can't come for
get
me.
us.
You can't come get me. Fucking, we already said it.
I've been called fucked by priests, man. You can't do shit to me.
I'm a made man.
So Mike and I had BB guns, very powerful ones, and loads of sand dunes, right, everywhere, and big ones. And so on the other side of the sand dunes was a beach. It was like fucking Normandy, right?
Yeah.
Swear to God. We were the Germans, and everyone else on the beach were, people were trying to keep off the goddamn beach.
Yeah.
So there was like tall grass, and like we'd stick our fucking barrels out through like the grass. Like, dude, we had so much cover, it was insane. So like then we started targeting like douchebags specifically, like oiled up.
Yeah, but
like,
Mike didn't get in trouble, did he? For the
what?
No, Mike didn't get in trouble for the golf cart thing.
No, he didn't. Mike he was associated with us, so therefore like there was that little stigma about Mike. But everyone loved Mike's parents, and they still do, and they love Mike, and they love all of us. But we were always the idiots to be caught, and Mike wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Mike sounds like a smooth motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, he's Canadian, so, he gets, they're just likable people.
He's not Canadian.
He's so Canadian.
Well, all right, so
he just smells of maple syrup all the time.
For a living, and he's a fucking engineer, so, like, guess which one of us got caught all the time doing stupid
What is he
shit.
like? He, like, builds Zambonis and shit?
No, dude, he's not Canadian. He actually builds...
Oh, he like a beaver. He builds dams. He builds the taps that go on the side of the trees that get the maple syrup.
Dude, he's way cooler than us. He builds parts that go on the SpaceX, dude. Like, he's legit.
Canada has a SpaceX?
They do. Space A.
Space A, yeah. We're just trying to get above the trees, really.
So Mike was really good. We had scopes and shit on our guns, and like Mike got good to the point where he would. Did you mean to show that?
No, I'm doing that on purpose. I'm trying to get you. There's shit behind my computer I have to get, and I can't get to it unless I fucking move it down. But it moves the thing. But it is kind of just like I'm like, all right. It's been 15 minutes. All right, come on. You want this money or not? Enough small talk.
So fucking Mike is a really good shot. Still is. We don't target douchebags anymore, but or shoot people with BB guns.
So you were shooting like Jersey Shore kids?
Yeah, and Mike would like. You're not supposed to have glass on the beach. These dudes would bring beer bottles. So Mike
you guys were like Batman. Yeah, you were right in the wrongs.
He would shoot the glass out of their hands.
Nice.
And one dude stepped on it. It was really funny. But a lot of all right. I don't know if you've ever been a witness to somebody being shot by a BB gun, but nobody's first thought is, "Ow, I'm being shot by a BB gun." They start swatting
because they think it's like a bee or something.
They think it's a horsefly, really.
Yeah.
They'll ow, and like fucking and
so you shoot these people, and you watch them just start hitting themselves.
Oh, dude, it's the funniest thing. It's the greatest thing. Like, nobody expects that.
Really
and
funny.
They're quiet as fuck. We're not shooting real guns. We're just pissing people off, and aiming really well at doing so. And
Like in a train
so you
spotting.
could do it forever.
Yeah. They don't know you're there. You got cover. That does sound great. That sounds like a lot of fun. But god damn it, you guys are a pain in the ass.
Oh, we're awful people. And then it got to the point where we like, I think I shot out like my porch lights. Like,
Yeah.
I there was this hot MILF lady that like lived like two doors down, and she was like entertaining guests and everything, and I like shot her in the ass.
Wow. That's great.
And by that point, though, our neighbors knew it
was
wasn't
you.
a fucking horsefly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they knew it was us being shitty and shooting holes and everything. There you go. So I remember, okay, Mike's dad and my dad were like best friends growing up, and their fathers are the ones that built each other's cottages, right? So they had BB guns when they were kids, and they, I think the neighbors got all pissed when like our dads were younger, and they brought like a fucking, it's kind of fucked up. They brought like a box full of dead birds and put it on my grandmother's like the doorstep because they were like, you do something about this, because they were shooting all the
I thought it was like
birds
a fucking
everywhere.
mafia message or something. I was like,
Yeah, right. But it's just kids just shooting things that are far away, and it's a moving target. Later on, you're like, oh my god, that's do they feel bad? But of course they do. But at the time, they're kids with BB guns. Like, what are you not? How are you not going to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it happens. Every kid. That's how you learn, man. We've done some things we didn't feel too good about. We fucking took.
Did I ever tell you my fucking my Schindler's List story?
No, but I think so. Yeah.
With the BB gun?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's the last animal. Oh, that's not true.
Well, you had to for work for a bit.
Yeah.
We did a thing one time where we had like, firecrackers or
the toad or something.
Yeah, exactly. A toad. I think we got him, and we got the little fella, and we had him strapped onto it like he was hugging it. And like I think we taped him on. So he's hugging it, and he's just like holding it. Like he's like Evel Knievel about to take off on the rocket. And then we lit it and stood back, and there was that split second of him just like,
oh god,
and then just went. There was nothing even to be found, and I think that was the first and last time we were all just like, I didn't like that.
I had to do a
except for that
kill
guy
to
that
a
I
rabbit.
killed, but he was gonna talk. What?
I did sympathy kill a rabbit once again for work at another country club. The one before I had to, go out with my death cart and exterminate all the fucking varmint.
Yeah, golf carts really have a reoccurring theme in your life.
Yeah, they do. Well, all memories kind of come back to you. So, all right. I was at Niagara Falls Country Club. I worked there. And, like when you're driving on Lewiston Hill and like say you're coming down Lewiston Hill and the entrance to the golf course is on your right side, right? And there's like, it said Niagara Falls Country Club. It's all pretty.
Yeah, the sign.
Well, there was a fucking bunny that had been hit by a car.
Ooh.
And I guess it was still alive. And the gardener lady was like, I can't do anything about it. Will somebody go? And I was like, oh no, like a bunny? Like that's awful. So I like, nobody else wanted to fucking do it. So I was like, I don't want to do it, but you can't. It's a There's nothing cuter in this world than a fucking bunny, dude. Like nothing in the history of anything is anything
That's
cuter.
Why in Monty Python the bunny bit works so good because they could have picked any animal. They picked a bunny.
John says he stole liquor from from the country club. I think everybody who's ever either worked there or lived around there has stolen booze from there.
We made friends with the cart girls, and they would just like not like unload the cart at the end of the night. So we'd go out to the cart barn, and there'd be carts just full of booze. I would show up to the party with like 60 different beers, like garbage bags full of booze. They're like, why aren't they in cases? Like, shut the fuck up. It's fucking, here. But yeah, dude, hell yeah. I actually have a very similar story about a dead animal in that country club, but you continue.
Okay. Actually, okay, so retract a bit. I didn't think I knew that it was still alive when I agreed to go pick it up. I thought it was just like, all right, nobody else will scoop this thing, like whatever.
Right.
So I did it. So
because you can't have
still breathing.
It's a country club. It's like a fancy ritzy schmitzy place. You can't have a dead bunny out by the sign.
No, like right there, and every car that passes can see this fucking thing because the grass was freshly mowed, and it's very short grass, and there's a dead animal, or soon to be. So I go over there, and the thing is still breathing, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I'm like, oh, God, there's nothing more precious than this fucking bunny, and it's hurt, and there's like nothing, I could do except put it out of its misery. Well, what do I do? What do I have? I had a shovel. So I go up to this little bunny neck and this little bunny head, and I have like a spade, and I go to all right, it's going to be super quick. All I'm going to do is just separate the head from the body. That's it. Like that, just super quick. What am I going to smack it to death? No. That's fucked up. Yeah. I thought this was going to be the quickest way. How do they fucking, off with their head? Like people died instantly, as far as I know.
Yeah, beheading videos
of all
take
different
a while.
ways, how I could justify this, right?
Yeah, why didn't the Al-Qaeda ever invest in a guillotine?
They did beheading videos all the time.
Yeah, no, but like they did it with like a fucking hacksaw.
Well, because that's horrifying.
Because I know I get the point, but in this they would upload them. We're in a TikTok world. We need a quick. If ISIS had a TikTok with those quick guillotine videos and they guillotine celebrities like hot ones, it would be huge.
That's very true.
Okay. So you're trying to fucking
song they would have in the background.
Anyways, back to you're trying to cut this bunny's head off.
All right. So I get the shovel, like I'm trying to line it up and just do it real quick. Like I'm like, I can't take my time to line it up. I just gotta fucking do it, but I have to make sure I don't miss, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like every thought in the world is going through my head right now. I just gotta fucking just take care of this. I feel so bad for this thing. And as soon as I go to line it up, it lifts its fucking head and looks at me, and I'm like, oh God! And I fucking took care of it. And like, dude, just the other day, I had a dream about that, like a bad dream about the bunny
thing,
and it still fucking haunts me. The headless bunny, dude. Like it, like I have dogs. I love animals. I don't know, but I was doing it out of sympathy.
You had to do it.
Yeah, but it's still traumatic.
Pretty sure Pallone hit like a fucking deer, like a baby deer one time, like a small deer. And, like, it got caught in his wheel well. It was a nasty story. But it was still alive, and the cops, like, state troopers and shit came out. He was on the parkway. And he had to watch them shoot the thing because they needed, like, a citizen's, like, witness if they're shot because they can't just be out shooting deer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, whatever. So it has to be done. It's part of fucking nature. And Pete's listening. Pete listening to us have this conversation about you toiling over killing a bunny and me being like, oh heavens. He's like, is this the fucking View? What the fuck are you talking about?
Remember when he was making a fucking wild game stew, and this is the coolest thing I ever seen.
You saw a Pete.
I don't know how to feel because it was like a bunny who was suffering. Pete shot it so dead on in his story that like it didn't suffer whatsoever.
No, it just was out and delicious in 10 minutes.
Yeah, like it was, instant.
Yeah. So yours was a little. So it looked up at you. I had a mouse do that the cat kind of half killed the mouse outside, man. And I usually just kind of put him off to the thing, and something comes and takes him. Another animal, the turkey vultures get him or something. But like as I put him there, he just kind of looked up at me, and I was like, "Peace, bitch." See you in the next one. Should have been faster.
I know. It's just it's still haunted by the headless bunny though. Hey, can you? I still think about that story that you told me about that girl who worked at the country club for like a day.
Okay, I'll tell that. Hold on. First one is I was there one night and we get a weird call. That's like the lady who lives next door, who is like the rich wife of some guy who has a fucking massive house next door to the country club that overlooks the escarpment. This gorgeous house. There's like a dead animal on her back porch or in her backyard. And they couldn't really understand. Whoever talked to her on the phone didn't really know what the fuck was going on. They're like, I don't know, man. Does anybody want to go check this out? And I was like, we were all like, the fucking broke, like shitty kitchen crew, like doing drugs off the golf carts in the fucking thing. And I'm just like, yo, like she's loaded. If I go help her get rid of a fucking dead bunny or something, there's a headless bunny on this lady's back porch. If I go help her, she's going to fucking like slip me off some fucking 50s or something. This is going to be great. Like I've seen Caddyshack. These rich people will tip the poor Irish fucking, kid who works in the cart barn fucking a lot. So I go over there, and she's like, I don't know what to do. She's freaking out. She's real freaked out. She's like, I don't know what to do. And right out her back, like, glass door where the light is, like, perfectly on a spotlight, like it's a fucking one-man show, there's just, like, a carcass of a thing. It might have been a raccoon or a skunk or something. I really couldn't even tell. It was just this fucking thing. And it was just, like, sitting there all fucked up. And I was like, oh, god damn. It was big and it was fucked up. Might have been a big raccoon that got hit by a car and some reason went to her house. And it was, like, fucked up and it was all bloody and you could see. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. And I got to take care of it. Oh, fuck. She's like, can you just take... And she doesn't... Maybe her husband is, like, part owner of this place. I'm like, I don't know where the fuck she got, like, oh, call the kid who works at the restaurant next door to come take care of this. The fuck? And she's like, can you... I don't know what to do. Just take
Call the
it.
cadaver shack.
Yeah, just throw it over the escarpment. Just that's what she wanted me to. Just throw it over the escarpment, throw it into the woods, and we'll let nature take care of it.
Throw it into the backyard of those peasants who live below the
Yes. Throw it on top of their child. It'll be the fanciest thing so their child can know what it's like to wear fur for once. I mean, come on. So I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta do this, and I'm trying to, like you had with the bunny. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be weird. I'm high as shit. Because I'm, a dishwasher at a country club. I'm fucking baked out of my mind. And, I mean, I used to just straight up I purposely would, like, save drugs for work because who cares? And they were like, do you ever want to advance in here? I'm like, no, I'm going to work here for 2 summers and get the fuck out. I'm not, like, looking. I don't know any of your names. All right, dude? Like, seriously. Sorry. No offense or anything, but, like, yeah. So now for this thing I don't give a fuck about, I got to get rid of this giant fucking dead baby bear or whatever the fuck this thing is. And as we're talking, and she's like, I'm like, do you guys have some gloves or something? Can I get a shovel or anything? Like, come on, As we're talking, this thing fucking Walking Dead, like, comes up and this lady and me are like, what the fuck? Like, it's alive. And it just, like, got up and just, like... It, like, sludged off, with like one of its legs, like, crawling it, like the one, like, you know what I mean, like the fucking, you know what I mean, and it just crawled off, and I was like, what the fuck?
So it took care of itself.
Yeah, and then she's like, well, I guess never mind then. Thanks. Anyways, have a good night. Not $1, not nothing. And I go back to the kitchen, and everybody's like, so what happened? And I'm just like, and I told them all of that, and then they were all just like, what? So really, what? Like, so nothing happened. I'm like, not really. We just watched a thing come back to life and wander off into the woods, and now there's a zombie raccoon wandering around out there. And then she said, take it easy.
See ya. Sorry.
So, yeah. All right. Yeah, that was an interesting night. It's weird that there's, you know what, because of the hill, the escarpment, there's probably half dead animals all over the fucking place over there.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
true. And there's probably some sort of pet cemetery or something around there.
Yeah. So, the girl who worked, she didn't work for a day. She worked for, like, maybe a couple months or something.
Oh,
Not
okay.
a long time, but her first day was I come in and everybody's, like, rustling and bustling and talking about something. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, dude, you met the new chick? And I'm like, no, I didn't even know there was a new chick. Once again, the guy I'm talking to, as he's saying this, I'm like, Ben? Nick? I don't fucking know. I don't care about any of you people. It's like Waiting, you know the movie Waiting? How it's like the rest, it's totally is that, and I knew it was that. But I'm like, I come in here, I watch the thing, I fry the stuff, I get the check, and I get the fuck out, and I go live my life. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you're doing with the ice in that is loud as shit.
Sorry.
That was like...
my drink is running low, that's why.
Yeah, it's fucking... All right, so Ben or Nick is telling me about this chick, and apparently she was like this stocky little fucking Barney Rubble chick, and she fucking came in, and... I can't remember what happened first. These things happened to her within her first morning of working there. She got stung by a bee and had like an allergic reaction, and one of my buddies had to like hold her down and stab her with an EpiPen. a mere 20 minutes after introducing himself to her, because she started going into like anaphylactic shock because there was mad bees like out by where everybody would smoke cigarettes. There was like garbage and it was disgusting. That's who's making your fancy food for your fucking dinners, people. These fucking psychopaths out and they hang out in trash on their breaks.
It's true, dude.
So they're hanging out in the trash pile for the fucking for having a cigarette. She gets stung by a bee and has to get stabbed by an EpiPen. I don't know if that happened before or after. She was shorter, but she was getting the fucking like a huge rack. I mean, the country club is fucking. It's not like a little kitchen. Like it's fucking huge. Everything in there is huge. So she was getting a huge rack of bread. Freshly baked bread, probably for some banquet for 3,000 people. Like, so it's this huge thing, but she's short and it started like sliding back. And these things were heavy. Like I used to wash them. They're heavy. And it just like, bam, right in the middle of her head and like knocked her out for a second, burned and bruised her simultaneously. Like, you know what I mean? Because it was like 400 degrees of bread oven. It just like, and left like a purple bruise because it whacked her so hard. And then she was like, almost kind of knocked out and the bread was everywhere. And everybody's like, what the fuck is the deal with this chick? That was like her first day. And I walk in and everybody's like, yo, you should have fucking took the early shift today, man. There's been some shit going on. This chick is going to be dead. There's no way she makes it to the end of the day. She's going to die.
I wish you knew her name so we could see how she was doing today.
I don't know. They're probably all dead.
Probably not well. Yeah,
I don't know.
True.
Well, the cart barn is now like a luxurious, beautiful, like banquet room. And I went to a dinner there, and there was one of the managers worked there and kind of remembered me. I forgot her name, but fucking, you know, you work somewhere for fucking a year when you're in high school. I don't really remember much. Fucking, but it was the cart barn, and now it's this big, beautiful banquet like that overlooks the escarpment. It's amazing, dude. It's awesome. On a clear night, you can see Toronto. Dude, a fucking party in there on a clear night would be phenomenal.
It's pretty
nice. And it
nice.
used to be a cart barn where I believe, didn't you see a fucking bird that was hung up by its neck?
Yeah, okay. So, no, that was at Frontier Country.
Oh, still.
I thought it was some satanic
cart barns
ritual.
we both know cart barns are terrible places. Where like they're like biker bars. They're like that's where like dude, like every drug deal went down in there. We smoked so much, and there was a Snoop Dogg video. Every disgusting, horrible thing. One funny thing was I was working with a dude who's my friend. He's a cool dude. He was they were all from the Falls too, so they're all kind of like a little gangstery. But like we're sitting there, we're smoking a bowl, and like I have the lighter sitting like on my lap, like on my thigh, like on my thigh, not like anywhere near my junk or my pocket or anything. Like a little, like I would say. A little above my knee a little bit, just on my thigh. And he's got the bowl, he doesn't have the lighter. I'm like looking at my phone, and he reaches over and just grabs the thing off my leg and hits it like the way your girlfriend would. Like not like your dude friend would. It was just kind of weird, but I didn't say anything and he didn't say anything. And we just kind of like left it for a second, and he just lights his bowl and goes, yo, my bad about touching your dick. We both just started laughing our fucking balls off. That was funny as shit. He just so calm. He was like, yo, my bad about touching your dick. And I was like, it's all good, man.
Yeah, that fucking bird that I saw. So like, all right, the gardener at Frontier, like he's this old wise man named Gene, and we played his party.
Oh, the dude with the amazing garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
Cool fucking guy, man. He rules. Anyway.
Yeah, sort of like an old hippie shaman guy.
Yeah, like he talks to the fucking birds, you know.
Yeah,
man.
Shredder from the guy who taught the turtles how to turtle.
No, Shredder was the bad guy, right? Wasn't he?
Splinter.
Splinter.
It was something toaster.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I opened the cart barn in the morning one time, and I see this like little bit of blood on the floor, and then I look up, and like there's this bird with like a broken neck just hanging from a string.
Gee.
Just like turning, like
Yeah.
just floating in the air pretty much.
Brooks was here.
And I was like fucking terrified. My mind instantly went to some dark, weird, demonic, rich people shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah,
You
they
know what
all
I mean?
sacrificed a bird to Jeffrey Epstein.
and, and I brought it up to like Gene and the boss, and my one boss, Dave. He was super cool. He was just like, whatever. He's got other shit to worry about. But Gene like didn't buy my satanic bullshit for a minute. He was just like, oh no, you know what? People fish down by the creek could probably like swoop down because these little barn swallows would always follow the mowers around because we'd kick up insects and then it would just swoop up and eat the insects. So it would do that by the creek sometimes, and it probably caught a fishing hook and fucking in the neck, and then flew into its nest in the barn and fucking got caught somehow,
and then spazzing out. Yeah,
hung itself, and so which is a really fucked up way to go. But I did not draw that conclusion. It's weird, like how our two brains work. His is like, oh no, like I'm a detective. Here you go. Like this is what happened, and I'm like, oh, that's very logical. I'm just like rich satanic fucking orgy, like sacrifice to bird.
Yeah.
Like that was and I bought it.
Some eyes wide such Fidelio.
I started like looking around, like
everyone's
like,
wearing
a
mask.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh,
that's fucked up. I like to find a dead animal is one thing, but to see it like
hanging
dead
in
like a
some
person
weird
is
way.
weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
you
a bird
always
killed itself.
Or in like some fucking, some horror movie, you find like a fucking, like some sort of little shrine with like a dead fucking squirrel.
Yeah, Michael Myers fucking kills a fox.
And like crucifies it and makes like a whole thing out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this was like a bird, like his wife left him because he gambled away all the fucking seed or something.
All the seeds.
She's like, she has nothing to throw open to the kids' mouths.
He's just dry heaving the kids.
Yeah.
Like,
he's got a nest on the other side of town with a robin that she found out about. It just ended the line for the guy.
Right.
Or maybe it was some autoerotic asphyxiation. Maybe the bird was into some fucking kinky shit. I don't know, man. Cardinals are sexy. What kind of bird was it?
It was a barn swallow. It was a little tiny thing. They're cute.
A barn swallow. Look at their name. They could swallow a barn. The broad side of a barn is used to describe how big these things are. So this is a big swallowing bird.
The fucking...
No, barn. Well, no, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about its ability to swallow. A barn swallow. It could swallow. This was a fucking sex game gone too far.
That's what I'm saying. Like all of it.
I just explained what happens in
dark.
cart barns. Cart barns are dark places where fucking weird people go to do weird shit.
And that was the thing too. The lights in there would flicker because they were shitty. Like like
Chris Farley turned my light off the other night. Did you see that?
I saw that clip.
That was weird. That was weird as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Because you talk about this guy who is a dead guy, and you like say his name, and then the light goes off. You're like, okay, well, that was how you doing? Big fan. All right, so what are you saying? Sorry, your lights. The lights would flicker.
Yeah, so that's how you'd open the garage door, and the lights would turn on, and they would, you know what I mean, like kind of like just fucking click on and off.
That sounded like some fucking like a fucking Daft Punk song or some Skrillex or something. So like every time you turn the lights on, all these ketamine kids would come out of the woods for a second, and you had to fucking part of your job was to chase them off every day because the fucking lights were like.
Remember we played Grateful Dead in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, no, that's a great story. That's a great story. I've told that story, and it's amazing. The Grateful Dead is a magical thing because, I mean, we're sidetracking now, but like, yeah, we played this thing that was like all the sponsors for this festival had like a golf outing the day after, and then there was a big barbecue after, and they were going out to have this party, and we're like, this is all the fucking rich people. This is all the people who puts this shit on. These are the people we got to know, and we were friends with the guys, and they let us, they're like, hey, you guys were great. Come fucking play. And I remember we played Sexual Healing, which we never played before, and like people were dancing. It was like kind of just a funny, weird off in the afternoon gig. But everybody went out, golfed, got shit-faced, came back, ate, and said, fuck this, let's go to bed.
Well, because they called the raffle tickets first.
Yeah.
They wanted us to play after the basket auction. And once everyone won their shit, they got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, because it was like 3 days of the festival, then a whole morning of golfing, and then they ate, and they got their shit. They were done. So we were out on, it was on Porter on the Lake, and for, people who ain't around here, fucking, Canadians like Mike, it's this beautiful thing on the lake, and there's this pavilion that we're in, and it was a nice day. It was just gorgeous, and we're plugged in, we're set up. fuck it, we're just jamming out here. That was great. I wish we had video footage of that. Like, we were watching the sunset over the lake and like playing. It was fucking cool as fuck.
It was pretty rad.
So naturally, we start jamming some Grateful Dead. I believe Shakedown Street it was. And as we're playing, like fucking Field of Dreams, like from the woods, materializes out of thin air and magic and crystals and bong smoke. Hippies. Like a whole fucking pack of hippies. They all just it really looked like signs, like when he comes out of the cornfield or something. Like, it looked like it was Shoeless Joe Jackson just like came out. All these hippies out of nowhere. And their dog had a hemp necklace.
I forgot about that.
Yes, their dog had a hemp necklace. This is the kind of hippies we're talking about. And turns out they were like camping or having a party or something, and they just hear Shakedown Street start. So they, of course, as hippies do, like flies, they go to it. And there's, to them, we were like, what the fuck? What did we just create, you guys? Is that how you guys are made? You have to play Shakedown Street at sunset and you make 5 of them? Like, is that how you make a hippie? What
the sun hits the mist just right. And,
yeah, exactly. Like the fucking moon's in retrograde or something, and like every fucking hippie chick has her period at the same time. Fucking, it all lines up. It all syncs
turns
up.
into like a crimson crystal. Just pops out. She wears it as a necklace.
Yeah. So like they came out and we were like, dude, what the fuck? Did you guys just come out of the woods all weird? What the fuck? And they were like, well, what are you doing? And we were like, hippie's got a point.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Why are you guys playing a show to nobody out in the middle of the fucking park? When there's no one here. It's like a sun. What are you doing? Why didn't you tell anyone this was happening? What the fuck? Because we weren't like like we were having a show. Like it was set up like a show. And they're like just imagine a hit. They probably thought it was a hallucination. They had to have, because it's like they just a band appears playing a Shakedown Street to nobody.
To no one.
Nobody. We didn't even have fucking girlfriends. We were. Yeah. I remember because Lee was at home because part of our payment was 3 watermelons. Remember? Nobody fucking took. There was like watermelons left over, and they're like, "Do you want these?" And I was like, "Lee's gonna juice these. She's gonna be so happy I brought home a watermelon. She's gonna be like, I know it's gonna make her happy. A fresh watermelon. She's gonna love it." And you two, you and Greg, threw yours at a tree. We spent about half an hour where you guys throwing watermelons at the tree so they would explode. And it was fun.
It was.
But you know that one of them guys got a phone call after they rented the pavilion and was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Apparently,
years later.
The band was very loud and played for like 2 extra hours. And there was watermelon everywhere. We had to clean it up. What the fuck?
Like it was a fucking Gallagher show.
Yeah, who did you book? What the fuck is this?
Fucking years later, we would go back to that spot, you and I, and we played our friend Rue and Annie's wedding. When they were walking up to the to get married.
Or the walk down the aisle thing. He wanted us to play "Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster" on guitars. We ended up,
and it was really pretty.
Yeah, we did. It's a pretty song. I was like, he doesn't want us to sing it, does he? Because it's a lot of, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. But wasn't there a moment where like we're playing and they're like, okay, guys, just start playing, and she's walking out. And she came walking out, and then she forgot something, and she fucking turned around and ran back, and we were like, ugh, this might be a really different party.
Damn, it feels good to be a bachelor.
Yeah, I can't do this. And then she just gets in the fucking car and drives away, runaway bride style. I'm like, all right, shit. Might need some fucking more booze down here. But
that was a really
I don't
cool
even
moment.
remember what the problem was, but then she came back and it was fine.
Yeah, because it was a whole open thing. It's not like we're outside on this pavilion, and so everyone could see her walking like from the road essentially, right?
Yeah.
And then just ran to like a car.
Yeah, she just turned around and ran back. She forgot something, or for some reason she turned around and ran back, but we didn't know. So there's all the murmuring at a wedding. You don't want murmuring at a wedding. That's the last place you want a crowd to be murmuring. Does anybody have any objections? And then you just hear, you're like, oh no, they're murmuring. There's a bad thing. So she turned around and ran away. And what if we went to the groom and we're just like, fuck her, man. She's a bitch. Fuck her. Dude, I wasn't going to tell you.
We're making a huge mistake.
Dude, she sucks. Fuck her. It doesn't matter, dude. Come on, man. I wasn't going to tell you, But like, dude, she's been trying to fuck everybody. When she's drunk, man, she'll fucking. I don't know. Why do we? She's coming back. Why did she turn around? Oh, play. We're supposed to play again. Oh, this is happening. Oh, she forgot her. Oh, okay. Hey, I was just. Hey, haha, bachelor party joke. Bachelor party prank. Haha, got you. You should have seen your fucking face. Oh my god. Whew.
All right, one more story, I think, before we go, related to the cottage and a certain Mr. Costello, who shall remain nameless. My bad. Sometimes I forget we're talking to other people.
I'm live, so can't.
Yeah,
I
nope,
mean,
can't edit
it can
that out.
be beeped out later. It's probably going to take me a month. You said it about 100 times.
All right, so anyway, this isn't terrible. So, all right, we're the same summer. I think it was the same weekend.
It's Lou Costello.
Huh?
It's
Yeah.
Lou Costello. What was he? Was he a jazz guy or a baseball guy? I don't know. There's a statue of him somewhere.
There should be, at least.
Yeah.
So we took our friend's boat to Crystal Beach, which is like
Was
the next
he
pier
aware
over.
you took the boat?
Huh?
You took his boat like you stole it?
No. Yeah, well, yeah, that would be a logical conclusion after everything that we just said. But no, we all agreed as a party to get in the boat together and go joyriding legally because it was his boat.
Okay.
So we go around to Crystal Beach, which is like around the pier. It's a more touristy spot, but also another beach community. It's very close. And there's like this pier, and for some reason they like closed it off because I think the pier was like unstable, like it wasn't safe. Remember that old structure at our park?
Remember, it's still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Like that.
The wooden thing they took down, but I thought you were talking about the one, the white thing where it used to like go across. Like that's still there.
No, that's still there. But the thing that they used to have, and then
Yeah.
they, like blood, sweat, and tears played, and everyone almost died.
Yeah, because it was like not meant to hold that weight, and they could fit more people if they got rid of that thing. I like the thing.
Yeah. Me too. I thought it was cool.
And every time we walk through there, which is often because we live right there, Lee's like, they should have kept that thing. And I'm like, oh, really? What a new piece of information about you that I haven't known for almost 10 years. You say that every time we walk through here, which is like every day. Stop saying that again. Why you talk to me like we just met? So if anyone wants to know, Lee thinks the thing should be back, and so do I. Okay? And I guarantee you we're going to walk through our park, and I'm going to record it. She's going to know. And we're gonna walk through, and I guarantee she's gonna be like, I don't know why they took that thing down. They never should have took that thing down. And be like, oh my god, I learned something new about you every day. But they shouldn't have.
Right.
I watched them. Me and Tim and I think like Beseth and shit. Like we watched them. Like we could see it from like the parking lot because they had it blocked off, but we could see them with the cranes. Like I watched them tear that shit down.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
That like it used to be a completely different place, which that happens in time, But
yeah. But whatever. Anyway, it was a bit. So this pier was sort of the same.
It was
thing.
sort of. I mean, there was like a mixture of. It was just like the same principle. Like, don't go on this thing. It's old and rusty and shitty, and like, don't. So we pull up to it anyway, and like, the girls are like jumping off the pier, and everyone's like swimming and having a good time. So, Costello and I go up on the pier, and then we hear this like splishing and splashing on the other side of the pier, which is just water. There's like no beach on this side. It's just all water, but it's shallow. And there's these two like super hot chicks by themselves splashing each other and taking pictures of each other, like model, like hot.
Like Instagram-y shit. But
this
was before that.
Instagram.
Yeah.
MySpacey stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Matt like yells to them. Oh shit. Whatever, dude. He should be on the fucking show. That guy's a legend. Anyway.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
So he yells to the girls, and they're like, hey, like, and they see us, and we're like, kind of young and fit and whatever, and they're like, come down here. Now there's no ladder, there's nothing, right, to get down there. So I'm like, in the middle of thinking, how are we going to get down? And then Matt just jumps like 20 feet, maybe higher, dude, just down into the water. And he lands like a fucking cat on his feet and starts walking over to these chicks. And I'm like,
wow.
fuck. Okay. So I do it, and I fucking like just fucking eat shit. My knees collapsed and a huge splash and like everything. And the girls start laughing at me so hard. Like he did it all cool. And I was like, well, shit. Yeah. And then just like, that. Like,
Yeah, but you could spin that into charming.
well, they laughed and everything like that. And they, I think that they thought that we were older because we were kind of far away
Yeah.
and they were older than
Yeah.
us. So nothing was going to happen. But I think we even helped them like take pictures. Like it was cool for,
Yeah.
kids to see these hot chicks taking pictures of each other. But it was just so funny because he did it and landed like a cat and it was like the man. And then
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, that like, like just, oh my God. And it hurt so bad. Like when you're a
And
kid,
you're
you
trying
jump
to
off
walk
the
it
swings
off,
and
and you're
you're
trying
at
to
a
walk it
certain
off
height.
because fucking these hot chicks are there. You're trying to pretend it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but like it rocked everything. Like my taint seized up, like my ankle, like dude, like so walking, I was like,
right here, whole nervous system. You just paralyzed yourself. She's like, "Are you okay?" You're like, "Yeah, fine. You're doing fucking twitching." Yeah. What's up? You guys are on? Yeah.
So yeah, it was oh fuck, man, like it was really embarrassing. But
Yeah,
it
you
was
guys
so
had
funny
quite a
'cause it was just
fucking
like,
adventurous fucking
if your
youth.
friend would jump off a bridge, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you? And like that was the classic example of me not thinking about it and just doing it.
Yeah, that's a shitty example. Like, yeah, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? I'd be like, if everybody I know and love simultaneously decided to commit suicide by jumping off a bridge, I cannot tell you 100% what my reaction would be after that. I might get a little fucked in the head and take a dive off a bridge. If all my friends jumped off a bridge, I cannot promise you that I would not follow, because that would be a fucked up thing to go. I'm just going to be like, nah, I'll just live with this forever. I might kind of go crazy for a second and jump off
I'll
the bridge.
make new friends.
Yeah,
No.
I guess, sure. Everybody I know is now dead off a bridge, and I'm just the one guy who didn't. Yeah.
But it was no thought. I was just thinking, how are we gonna? And then
you guys
there
were
he
just
is. And
vagina.
I was just before I knew it, ate shit, and I was like, dude, the water was like fucking 2 feet deep, man. Like there was no floating, there was no nothing. It was just my feet hit the fucking ground, and then my back
You landed
smacked
in a
against the
puddle.
water.
You didn't land in the water. You landed in a puddle. It just
Essentially.
splashed as you hit the ground. You
Yeah,
hit the
just
ground.
Like, oh God.
Water was involved. Water was more of like an effect. The water did nothing to break. What about that
No, it
guy
just amplified
who
like how
jumps
stupid I
off
was.
the thing and he like plants in like such a way that his weight he can land in a kiddie pool from like 100 feet up? Google that shit. Look it up, because fucking it's amazing. You got to learn how to do that, and you would have fucked that girl.
Maybe, and she would have gotten in trouble. I don't know what Canadian law is, but she was definitely too old to fuck 15-year-old.
I don't know. Hey, Mike.
Can you
Canadian
weigh in on
expert
this?
Mike, weigh in on this. What kind of kids? When can you start fucking kids over there? All right. Well, dude, you had a fun fucking. I mean, I guess I have some stories too, but Jesus Christ, was that a dog?
Yeah, I was hoping she was been sleeping for a while. That's Lucy, the one with the asshole.
Yeah. One with the asshole. The other one doesn't have an asshole.
Not that I can tell.
I've been looking. I can't find it.
It's pretty lonely around here.
All right. Yeah. Well, you had a fucking adventurous ass childhood.
That's what I'm saying. Last episode, I realized like how old and lame I was getting, and then we started talking about how old and lame I was, and I was like, you know what? I gotta go back because I did some crazy shit. So that's just the scraping the fucking surface, scratching the surface, whatever.
We'll talk about some crazy shit we did next time and list our friends by first and last name, just not together. Someone else has to piece it. Well, nothing bad. That's not crazy. That's not
it's not. No, it's not
illegal story. And it's not. And it's also shit that it's like, well, there wasn't a private moment that like people talk about like it's not a private moment you had. If your friend did something in front of a group of 100 people, you can talk about it on a show. Like,
no, it was just funny that the whole fucking time I was trying to like, I
be
said the
cool.
last, well, when you're not around people a lot,
you were the squid. Remember on Rocket Power, the new kid, the fat kid, they call him Squid. That's you were being Squid.
I'm the fat kid.
Well, in this scenario, yeah, there's only two of you, so what are the odds? Which one of you fell on your face, him or you?
Yeah, I had too much like gravity.
Yeah. All right.
Too much G-force.
We'll keep digging into Steve's childhood stories and finally unlock that door. Well, maybe next episode. This will be like the fucking X-Files where they're constantly seeking the truth. The truth is out there. And one day you're just going to be like, okay, the girls banged us and they weren't hot. And they were just old and it was gross.
They made us do stuff to each other. It was awesome.
All
right, guys.
Thanks,
you so much.
everybody. Tell your friends. We're going to keep doing this every week as much as we can. All right. Tell your friends. Also, I think round 2 of this Band Together Buffalo Shutdown Showcase is happening. They're premiering all these videos. So go tune into all that stuff. Friendly Foes is involved in that. We're doing our 2-year anniversary live stream on the 9th. We're playing a gig at the Jug on the 13th, which can now fit more people.
That's sweet.
I don't know if that's 100% true. That's what somebody said to me before I got here.
That's a Saturday, right?
Sure. It's the day before,
fucking
not
day.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, fucking day. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. All right. See ya.
All right, that's it.